Hello viewers, welcome to my channel Tuned to Linux. In this video I'm going to discuss and demonstrate how to install Oracle 12c on Red Hat Enterprise Linux server. Okay, for this I have a system which is running Red Hat Enterprise Linux 6. So if I run this command, and I can see it's a version of 6.2. okay, so installation of Oracle 12c is pretty much simple, but if you have not done your prerequisite, then you would be in problem, because without those prerequisite settings, if you try to install your Oracle 12c, it will give you a lot of issues and you end up having issues and you won't be able to install your database. So that's why we have to ensure that what are the prerequisites required to install Oracle 12c. We have set them already. Okay, so to do that, I have one document where I have given those prerequisites, and I'm going through one by one steps and will show you how to install them, how to configure all those prerequisites, and how to proceed with your Oracle installation. Okay, so first we have to disable the SE Linux. It is recommended to make that SE Linux as permissive, but if I prefer to disable it, because I don't want anything to block by SE Linux. So I just disabled it and I have restarted my system. So next step is to install some RPM, which is required by your Oracle 12c. Okay, so and you ensure that before installing those packages your repository has been configured. So my repository has been configured here, so I'm just going to install this dependency packages which is required by Oracle 12c. Okay, so let me just start that initiation, and it is done. All package has been installed which is required, those dependencies. And next thing is we have to enable some settings in kernel. Okay, so that's why we are going to add this parameter in cctl.conf file. If you just go below this file, and this kernel ss small and ss max is already there in my file, so I'm just going to comment them, and let me copy the whole line from here, copy, and just paste it here. Right, so let me save it. And next step is, let me go to here. Okay, I will do a cctlp to make them online, and reboot is recommended, but we will do that later. And let me create some group which is required by Oracle installation. Let me before do that is ctl -p, and let me create this group. And there are some users I need to create, so let me create those users as well, and set the root password, sorry, for Oracle password. And you have to ensure that firewall IP tables is stopped, otherwise it may block you to run your Oracle database. So I'm going to install a DB in this location, and that location should be owned by Oracle. That's why I'm creating this directory and changing those permission here. Okay, so let me paste this, done. And next, the variables for users, that is important I need to set those variables, and let me copy this, paste it here, go to the end of this file and copy paste this Oracle environmental variables. Okay, so here is the Oracle home location. This is Oracle base, and my DB name would going to be testdb, SID would be testdb, and temporary directory is this one. So this is what it is. Now next I have to set some limit for user Oracle. Okay, so let me copy this and need to switch to Oracle user and set those limits. And also there is one limit for all users. Here I think I have to exit, otherwise it will not allow me. Insert, go of end of this file, and here I will paste all this soft limit and hard limit for user Oracle, right? And there is one more file called this one, 90 nproc.conf, and here is one default setting. I have to comment this line, and let me copy this and paste it here. Okay, so we are almost there, and this is one important directory which needs to create, otherwise your installation will fail. You ensure that one directory slash etc Oracle is created and permission is set to everyone 777. Okay, and also increase your dev SSM temporary directory minimum to 3 GB. So right now it is 1 GB. Let me reboot the system and I will make this change later. Okay, so I need 6. It will come up quick since there is nothing running on the system, and I believe it will take hardly 1 or 2 minutes to come back online. System is booting now. Okay, so it is coming up, and now I can see there is an Oracle user which I had created, and I'm going to log in with that user now. And let me enable the interface and open one more console. Okay, so let me go to root, and I can see here there is 2 files which I have downloaded from Oracle side. You can log into Oracle side and download the Oracle 12c latest version of packages. Okay, so it would be in zip format. So what you have to do is we have to just unzip and you have to start the installation. So for now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this 2 file to Oracle home directory. Let me move it to Oracle home directory. Okay, and let me go to Oracle, switch to Oracle user, and now I can see these 2 files inside this location. And let me run this command, unzip Linux 1, and it is unzipping. It will take a little while. Let me, okay, so It is still unzipping. So unzip has been done for the first file. You can see this here, and all those files which is unzip, it is going inside this database directory. Okay, so let me do the same thing for the second file, database 2. Okay, and again it has started. It will take 2 or 3 minutes. Let me pause the video for now, and once it is done I will resume. Okay, so the second file unzip is also done, and now if I do ls, and I can see there is a directory called database. If I go to database directory, I can see these are the files. Okay, so what you need to do is you just need to run installer, enter, and it will check whether we have enough space or we have enough memory swap. Okay, so temporary space, whether we have enough. So it is passed. So now it is going to launch an widget for Oracle, and we can start installation from there. Here it is gathering system information. Okay, so here is the widget. Okay, so I will uncheck this option because I'm not going to register this Oracle system with Oracle, and if you wanted to register your system, you can use this check button and you can provide this credential. For now, for this demo, I'm not going to do that, so I'm just going to say next, ignore this one. So here you can see there are 3 options: create and configure a database, install database software only, and upgrade an existing database. So since this is a new installation, I'm going to create a database and also configure. And if you have already your system installed, you wanted to upgrade, so you can choose this option. And if you just wanted to install your database, you can choose this option and you can configure database later. So I'm going to do configure and install both, so I'm going to go with the first option. And there are 2 types here, one is desktop class and one is server class. I'm going to use the server class. And again here it is a single instance database installation, which I'm going to select. If you wanted to use Oracle Rake server and single node Oracle database, you can use this option. And I'm going to use an advanced installation type. Here is your language selection widget, and there are 3 types: standard edition, okay, and standard edition 1 is standard edition, and enterprise edition, and also the size which is required by this installation. It has given 6.4 GB. You need to ensure that this size is available in your system. Okay, so I have this size available, so I'm going to use the enterprise edition version. And this is the directory which I have created, I showed you. So this is default, it has been taken, and I'm going to go with default option, and same for inventory and default option. And here I will going to change the DB name to testDB. Okay, so I don't going to install a container database, so I'm going to uncheck that option. and you can enable your memory option here. I'm just going with 984 MB, and the file system. Okay, so where your database file will store, this is default. I'm just going with default option, and again default option. You don't have to check this one. And for your users system and DBS and MP, the password would going to be identical for all the users. It should be minimum 8 character, 1 minute. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to set the password for all of them. Next, let me change this one to Oracle on by all this operation is going to on by Oracle user. Okay, and say next, and it is trying to scan and checking whether we have everything available, and it is found that there are few packages which is missing, and it has given a warning. So what I can do is I can go back and install those packages. Let me open a new terminal here and switch to root. And let me see what are the packages are. Okay, yum install libstdc. Okay, so these are the packages which is required, so I'm going to install them. So it is done, and let me just try to go back and say next again and see whether. Okay, but again it seems like 2 packages are still missing. Anyway, we can install them later also if you would like. It will not going to make any issues, but let me just install them. This is C. I think this time it would be good. Let me go back and try to load the inventory again and see whether it passes. Great, so I can see everything is processed, and I can see one summary which says these are the options which I have selected, and if you wanted to edit something, so you can do that. Just click on edit, and what are the changes you wanted to do, you can go ahead and do that. So for now it looks good, so I'm going to install, and I'm going to click on install button here. So installation for database has been initiated, and 7% has been completed, and it will take a little time. And meanwhile, let me do this one, dffnh. I can see the temp is 1 GB, so let me increase this to minimum 3 GB so that my installation process go smooth. Otherwise it will again give an error saying there is not much enough shared memory, and it will going to fail. So I have to extend this size. Okay, here it is. My system is a little slow because that Oracle installation process has been running in background. Okay, so here you just have to do comma size equal to 3G. Okay, and save it. And once you save that, just run mount fno remount dev shm. Okay, so let me see. Now it has changed to 3GB, so we would be good for installation. Okay, so currently it is 22% completed. Let me pause the video for now, and I will resume once this section will come here. Whenever it will ask for to run some script root as root. So when the section come, I will resume this video and I will show you. Okay guys, so here comes the root execute root script section. Okay, so here it gives two scripts which is asking to run as root. So let me run them. Okay, so first one is done, and this is the next one. And it is asking for the location. I'll give user bin for the all binaries where it is going to install. Okay, so it is done. Copying db home environmental variables for Aura, they are going under this location. Okay, so I have executed those two scripts, so I will say okay now, and again now I'm good. So executed root script has been succeeded, and it has moved to Oracle database configuration, Oracle net configuration assistant, and finally Oracle database configuration assistant. So we are almost there. Okay, so Oracle net configuration assistant has been completed, it seems, and it is a succeeded, and we are just pending with these two. So database Oracle database configuration is ongoing. So there is one new widget pop-up which says copying database files. Okay, so here one good thing is you can see the logs, the activity logs which is running background, and if there is any error you can able to see here. So the logs files are going to write this location, and this is the file. Okay, so still it is ongoing. And also if there is any error while installation, you can able to see those error here. For now everything seems to be fine, it is going good. It depends on your memory, how much memory you have specified in your system. Depends on that your installation will go. So for this demo I have specified only 2 GB of memory for the system, so that's why it is a bit slow, and it is taking a little time. Okay, so in real time I'm sure you are not going to use 2 GB, because in real time scenario definitely to run your database you would need more GB of RAM. so in that case it will not going to take this much of time. Yeah, so you can see this copying of database file for my test DB, it is finished. So now it is trying to create and trying to start my DB instance. So once it is done, it will come to this section, completing database creation, and we will be good. So we are halfway through for our database installation. Okay, great. So it is going a little quick now. You can see this one is completed, so we're in the final steps, and 85% is completed for my test DB database creation. Okay, so here you can see the final installation which is done. You can see the last step, which is completing database creation, 100% done, and there is a new wizard popped up and given you some information about your EM database express URL. Okay, so this is my URL. I can log into this URL and I can manage my database. Okay, so it has given some information about account, sys, system. Okay, and if you wanted to see those password information, click on that and you can see here, okay, all this information, password management. So we are good with our installation. Let's click OK, and it is completed. The installation database was successful, and let me close this. Great, so we are done with our installation. So let me try to access this through partition. Okay, let me reset my session, login, and let me see whether if there is database is already status or not. Let me check the p1 status. Great, so I can see database is running. Let me check the listener. I can see the listener is also running. Excellent. So our database is running, and just to check basic information, we can go inside Oracle user. You can just log in as Oracle user and check some basic information about show parameters, memory information. You can see all those memory information, right? So our database is running fine. So let me log into the web GUI and try to see whether I can able to access the system or not. HTTPS 192.168.169.153 and port is 5500 and /em. Okay, so it is loading. Okay, so here is the screen. Just try to log in with system user and password, which is set default for all the users. Security token does not match users. Okay, so it looks like I need to reset or reboot my system once. Let me reboot it in a 6, and it is going down. and since the database is running, it will try to stop the database, I believe. Okay, and it is pretty much quick anyway. Okay, it's trying to boot up, and it will not start the database because we haven't set that to start while boot. I'll show you that file. Okay, so let me log in first. Enable my networking, open a console and switch to root, and there is a file called or a tab. Here you can see it is no, so while booting it will not start. So if I make it Y or yes, that means my system will when the system will reboot, my database will going to start it. Okay, so that is why my database is not installed. Okay, before going to start the database, let me do that from partition, and let me receive the session here. Okay, and let's see whether, okay, first thing I believe that dev SSM is again, it become 1G. okay, it is only 3G, not sure why it has. Let me remount it, and let's see now DFNH. Okay, so it is now 3GB. Now I'm good with this shared file system, and let me try to start it. Oracle SQL plus it is taking a little time to give me a prompt. Okay, so here is your SQL prompt, startup. Okay, so I'm just starting my database. It is trying to mount it. Okay, so it is done. Great, so let's see. So parameters. Okay, so it is showing great. So let me try to check the listener whether it has started or not. DB is started, LSNR. Listener is not started. LSNR CTL. Start. Great, so I have started my listener and it is started and it is running. So now let me go to this one and refresh this page one more time. And I will try to log in with same system users and see whether I can able to log in or not. Okay, so it has reload. Now system, and this time, oh, again there is an error. Okay, system, security token does not match, you must log in again. I'm not sure why it is not allowing me to log in. Let me try to 168, 169, 153, 5500 /cm. HTTPS it gives me the same error. Let me check here. IP tables is stopped. Everything seems to be fine. The reason is weird because I believe this is the incognito mode which I was using earlier here, incognito mode. Okay, so because of that some security violence it seems, and due to that I was unable to log in. So currently a normal mode in Chrome, and if I try to log in now, let's see how it goes. System okay, so I can able to log in. So it was a weird issue which we faced because I was using incognito mode and Google Chrome. That is the reason I was unable to log in. So here is your dashboard for Oracle Enterprise Manager, and you can see everything in this dashboard, and you can see the database name, database instance, SID name, and which system it is running, server host name here, and the other information. If you wanted to check for other option like memory and those information, you can see here. So this is how you have to install your Oracle database. Okay, so please follow the steps which I have shown you. If you face any issues while installing your database, please write your doubts or issues in my YouTube comment section. I will try to help you. Okay, and also please subscribe my channel, and if you feel this video is informative for you, please like this video as well. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. Have a good day.